Netanyahu continues to amaze. Let's get a quick timeline here. October 7th, a year and change ago, terrorists attacked Israel, killing 1,200 innocent people. Innocent people, absolutely. But a lot of that terrorist attack could have been mitigated because, again, several women who were guards made it clear to the Israeli officials that they saw signs of some sort of an activity getting ready to happen. There's no reinforcements to protect the Israelis against this attack. No preparations against this attack. Almost the same that we had with Bush getting information that we had people practicing with airplanes to drive into buildings. Bush did nothing. So again, there were always signs for these terrorist attacks. Netanyahu did nothing about it. One kind of wondered if Netanyahu didn't want something to happen so that he could execute his genocide on Gaza. Well, after that occurred, he went ahead and, yes, he tried like hell to get Hamas, the perpetrators of that terrorist act. But in the process of doing so, what he did is flattened Gaza, flattened most of Gaza. I mean, just turned it into a wasteland, indiscriminately killing innocent civilians. That's what he did. Innocent civilians, blew up hospitals, blew up schools, all these places where civilians are. And now, because he got a feeling that Iran was about to get a nuclear bomb, their enrichment of uranium reached to the point that they could make a nuclear bomb, he is going to preemptively go into Iran. Without provocation, he goes into another country and bomb the smithereens out of the country. But deeper than that, he goes out and assassinates scientists, assassinate leaders, and many more. Now you have to ask a question. If you are a sovereign country, what would you do? What would you do? Well, Iran did exactly what one would expect Iran to do. And this is not a statement in favor of Iran, in favor of Israel, against Iran, against Israel. This is just statements of facts here. So Iran launched a whole bunch of missiles into the sky, and they purport that they're trying to take out military targets. And they took out a few apartment buildings. They took out, and one hit a hospital yesterday. And to Netanyahu, that is the end of the world. How dare Iran send a missile that happened to kill, well, it didn't kill anybody in the hospital, that happened to hit a hospital. How could you possibly do that? You are barbarians. You are arch terrorists, he calls you. Isn't that a projection? How many people did Netanyahu's bombs kill in Gaza? How many hospitals did Netanyahu bomb? How many schools with kids did Netanyahu bomb? And you're calling that missile that came into that hospital that made Iran arch terrorists? So what did your actions in Iraq, in Gaza mean? Does that make you an arch terrorist? Well, the world already has denoted that you are, Mr. Netanyahu, in fact, a war criminal. There are certain countries you can't go to. Why? Because you are a war criminal. Why would you want to assign that to anybody else? And why would you continue doing what you're doing to further promote the fact that, in effect, you are a war criminal, Mr. Netanyahu? I want you to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
On the ground, new devastating strikes from both sides, including this major hospital in southern Israel that took a direct hit from an Iranian ballistic missile, injuring 40 people. Prime Minister Netanyahu, who visited the site earlier today, called it the work of tyrants and vowed revenge.
They can give this nonsense that they're targeting military sites. What military sites? I know all the military sites in Israel. There isn't a military site here for miles and miles around. They're targeting civilians because they're a criminal regime. They're the arch terrorists of the world. They want to have nuclear terrorism, which will put the entire world under nuclear blackmail, and they would use these weapons.
Israel went after multiple nuclear sites in Iran over the past 24 hours. One, a partially built reactor, the other, key to weapons development. And for the first time, Israel's defense minister said that Israel's goal isn't just destroying Iranian nukes, but changing the leadership as well. Speaking this morning, he called Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, a modern Hitler who cannot continue to exist.
This is upsetting to me many times on a personal level, because countries with the advantage, with the military advantage, etc., have a tendency to look at wrong and right, not based on morality, but wrong or right based on who has power. And I can never forget that Bush #1 invaded Panama to pick up Manuel Antonio Noriega, who was once a good friend of his, supporter of the CIA, etc. But because Manuel Antonio Noriega didn't want to invade a Central American country, he was now persona non grata to El Señor Bush. And they went in there and indiscriminately bombed, maimed, and killed thousands of Panamanians. Not only in military regions, but just like Netanyahu did in apartment buildings. We have to be careful how we call out the ills and the bad things others have done. We have to be careful how we use the word terrorist, because I tell you what, if you take off the blindfold, or if you put on a blindfold and then just open the door to see what the destruction is in a place and then ask who effected this, sometimes the actual results of who become the aggressor is not what you quite expect.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, #1, subscribe to our channel, and #2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.